Mag on with another bam. Now, I don't know if they're running for hoax of the year with these psyops that they're pulling off on the masses, but it's a few of them out there on the table, like the supposedly Shankrila Robinson that supposedly go to Mexico and die there, you know what I mean? I break that down, on my podcast. You can find it on Spotify, but we go get into this one with the so-called Idaho, murders, the so-called University of Idaho murders. They tell you that 4 people got murder in a so-called home. We go get into this right here and break it down. See what they're trying to tell the masses. Like I say, it's running for hoax of the year. Make it go on.
And welcome back to the news at 4. It's been 5 days since 4 University of Idaho students were found dead inside their home just off campus. And still very little details have been released about what happened that night. But here's what we know as of this afternoon. On Sunday, just before noon, someone called 911 to report an unconscious person at a home.
You have to pay attention here, people. Pay attention to the details that they let out. And that's how you go figure it out. If you have some wisdom, understanding and knowledge, you will figure it out what it is. Now they tell you that somebody dialed 911 to report an unconscious person. Basically, that's what they tell you at first. Listen again. Go back.
As of this afternoon, on Sunday, just before noon, someone called 911 to report an unconscious person at a home on King Road in Moscow. That's where police found the 4 victims: Ethan Chapin, Xana Kernodle, Madison Mogan, and Kaylee Gonsalves.
Hold on, and that's another thing you got to pay attention to. Those names. They're not real. They're all made up. Do you hear the name? And people, I always tell you, man, I always remind you that these are all made up shit. You can't make up these names and expect them to pass. If you have any kind of brain, you're gonna see it. You're gonna understand. Pay attention again, people, with the names. The names alone expose them. Nobody got those names. You understand?
Kernodle.
Listen.
911 to report an unconscious person at a home on King Road in Moscow. That's where police found the 4 victims: Ethan Chapin, Xana Kernodle, Madison Mogan, and Kaylee Gonsalves.
Wow.
We know there were 2 other roommates in the home at the time of the murders, and when police got there, they were not hurt, and police say they are cooperating.
They are cooperating. Remember, this is a knife killing, people. You go into a home, stab 4 people to death. The other 2 people in the building never even heard her. They didn't even aware of it. They actually wake up and believe that one of them people that was stabbed to death was unconscious. They couldn't see no knife wound. They couldn't see no blood. That's why they mistake it for a supposed person just unconscious. They didn't never know about the stabbing. They never call the police. You understand? About a stabbing, they call him about somebody unconscious. What that tell you? Okay, let's finish listening.
So police wouldn't go so far, though, as to call them witnesses. And yesterday, the coroner's office...
You wouldn't call them witnesses, but you can call them suspects. Because you can't go in a building, stab 4 people out of 6, and the other 2 ain't aware of it. How can't you hear when people get stabbed to death? Somebody gonna scream out, somebody gonna make some kind of noise to wake up the other sleeping people. You think you can go in a room with 6 people and stab 4 of them out of it to death without the other 2 knowing? That don't sound right, people. It's bullshit.
Released the autopsies and found all 4 were stabbed to death with a knife early Sunday morning. Police have not found a suspect or suspects and don't have any people of interest right now. An investigative report...
So they don't call those other 2 people that was in the home person of interest. They don't call them that. They never even call them witnesses or supposedly, suspects. What happened, people? Just like I tell you in the Shankrila Robinson case, they have the peoples that right there and nobody get charged. That's kind of built up to be a hoax, people. You got to understand how real life works and how these stories that they give you works. Both of them don't match up with real life. Real life don't match up with these things that they're telling you. You understand? It would have been a completely different story if it was real, but it is a hoax.
Morgan Romero joins us live here on the News at 4. Morgan, I know you've been digging into this. What have you learned?
Yeah, we did learn today, Shira, that the Latah County coroner believes it's likely that at least some of the 4 victims were asleep at the time.
So, of course, the coroner didn't know. The autopsy showed that they was asleep. Some of them was asleep while they were stabbed. because they can't explain why the other two people didn't wake up while they were stabbing them. It don't matter if they was asleep, people. They're gonna wake up, and they even talk about defensive wound. We go get to that in a minute. Make it run.
And specify which of the 4 victims. We also know that this happened in the early morning hours of Sunday. That is confirmed. The coroner tells 7 Investigates bed sheets were taken from the home for testing.
Wow.
But she couldn't speak to any.
Testing what? What you gonna test on a bed sheet? What a dumb shit, people. What a dumb shit.
Offensive wounds or the specific time of death on Sunday morning. Police put out a clearer picture of the hours leading up to the attack. They released a timeline and the locations of where all 4 victims were before they were murdered at their home on
But you can't really find the murders. You can't really tie nothing to the murders. You only can tie some loose ends out there, but it can't tie to the murder. Get the fuck out of here. Bullshit on. Listen.
This horrific attack on 4 college students happened less than a mile from the University of Idaho campus. Sororities and fraternities and their out-of-houses are mostly centralized in this area. New information from Idaho State Police reveals 2 of the victims, Ethan Chapin and Xana Kernodle, were
Those
together.
names sound weird, people. They're not real. Wow.
Saturday night, November 12th.
And take a look at that right there, people. They show you that big cross right there for a reason. It's devil work. 100%
They went to a Sigma Chi fraternity party across from their home on King Road from 8 to 9 p.m.
Of course, you know.
The other 2 victims, Kaylee Gonsalves and Madison Mogan, were at the Corner Club on Main Street.
And take a look at the dates and everything, people. All coding. Okay.
About a mile and a half away from the home on King Road.
Corner.
Police say they were there from around 10 p.m. to 1:30 a.m. After leaving the bar, the girls went to the grub truck just down Main
You
Street.
see how they do it, people? They know details for details all the way up. But they don't know nothing about the supposed murder. You can track, you can go back, you can do all of that shit. But you can't do nothing to tie the murder to anybody. What a dumb shit for the masses. What is all this for? Does it make sense? No, all of this shit is staged. And I tell you, people, the first time I'm sitting there watching the video that they supposedly released right here where they show you where they at. And I'm sitting there like, that don't look like something real. That don't look like, you know, like people just there hanging out and the camera running. It didn't seem like that to me. It seems like a stage fucking event. 100% in. Pay attention here, what they're trying to show
The
you.
Corner Club.
Look at them.
It's
all
about a
staged.
6-minute walk. They're seen in a video from the food truck, ordering food around 1:40 Sunday morning. U of I students tell us it's a common weekend routine to go from the Corner Club to the food truck. Idaho State Police says all 4 victims were back at the King Road house, a little more than a mile from the food truck, by 1:45 a.m. Sunday, November 13th. What unfolded after that is unclear.
You see?
It wasn't until noon
on... people? Look at all of that, people. They give you all of those supposedly details, videos to match and everything. But when it comes down to the murder, nothing. Absolutely nothing. Wow.
Sunday, police received a call of an unconscious person. When they got to the home on King Road, they found the 4 victims, Ethan, Xana, Kaylee, and Maddie.
So who called about the unconscious person? You did never notice the other people? You say one is unconscious. Remember, all 4 victims dead. All of them 4 people is dead. How you just gonna come down and point out one as unconscious? The rest of them is stabbed up to death. Why would you call and say one person is unconscious and leave it to the police to come and find the rest of the bodies? It's garbage, people. Wake your ass up. You can't mistake somebody that's stabbed up for just unconscious. You understand? They never say somebody was stabbed or anything. They say they're unconscious. What a dumb shit.
They confirm all 4 were stabbed early Sunday morning.
Of course they know.
The Latah County coroner tells us all the victims could have been killed with the same knife or a very similar knife.
How the hell you know it's a knife? You don't have no murder weapon. How you know it's a knife? It could be a sword. How you know it's a knife? It could be a machete. How can you tell it's a knife? You never find the damn murder weapon.
Police say they haven't yet found the weapon.
You see, there you go.
And during the only and first news conference held earlier this week, reporters asked Moscow police about that video from the food truck that I mentioned. It's circulating all over social media.
Bullshit. It's all fake shit. What's circulating over social media? Where does it come from on social media? They're the one who posting it to fuck with your brain. As you could see, this one with the pyramid sitting deadly over the head. It's not real, people. It's fake shit they're giving you right here on the
Police
news.
Chief James Fry says this Twitch video is helping give them the time and space of where Maddie and Kaylee were leading up to their deaths.
Yeah, but you can't do nothing to tie the death to nobody. Look at this fake shit, people.
In this live stream...
It's staged, but live stream. It's staged. The whole thing is staged. They stage a whole event right here to convince you, yes, of this fake story that they got running for the hoax of the year. 100%.
Grub truck, you see the girls walk into the frame and up to the food truck. It appears they're with a young man, the one in the hat and dark jacket. Here you can see him put his hood on. He hangs back several feet behind the girls as they order from the food truck. He then follows Kaylee and Maddie after they order and stands right next to them. It looks like he never ordered any food, but you can see him talking to other people there.
You see, and they can't tell you who that is. And one thing you have to remember, this is supposed to be Idaho. When you hear Idaho, what do you think of? Small town, everybody know everybody. I'm not playing. If you go back and check all of them right here, all of them in Idaho, supposedly in these areas, they know each other. Like family. That's how small these community is. How come you don't know who's under that hoodie? How comes nobody know? All of these people that was on the scene, they can't tell you who is under that hoodie. It's bullshit, all made up for the dumb masses.
Several minutes later, the girls grab their food, take a picture, laugh and talk to each other, and quickly walk away.
Yeah, where is all of that? They're taking pictures right there. I told you the whole thing is made up, people. It's a dumb shit. Only if you got small brain like a pea, you believe this shit.
One of the people the young man is talking to points out that the girls left. He throws up his hand, waits a moment, and then appears to walk after them.
Oh, who is it? This guy? You was highlighting this guy. Wow. It's a hoax, people. Pay attention. Let's see who walk behind them.
And then walk a separate direction.
Wow.
This recording shows all three are at the food truck for about 10 minutes.
What a dumb shit, people. This don't look real. Nobody can fool me. That's what you need to remember. This stage right here, this is a stage event. They stage a scene and make it a viral video. Wow. What a dumb shit, people.
You say Kaylee and Madison were home just minutes later, by about 1:45.
How would you know? How would you know? You got no camera that's following them. How would you know?
Their home is a little more than a mile from the grub truck.
What a dumb
University of Idaho student who says he's friends with the victims told us this young man was with the girls at the corner club before this.
Still can't tell you who
says
it is.
authorities contacted the young man in the video
and
they interviewed him as part of the investigation. They are not labeling him as a suspect or person of interest at this time.
There you go, people.
Again,
only TV. You get all of these bullshit. You understand? Where they don't label no suspect, where you can't get nobody that actually gonna charge for the crime, even though it look like open and shut easy. Pay attention.
We're going to turn to the latest on the urgent manhunt for a suspect.
How the fuck you know it's a man? You don't know who do it. Or why would you call it a manhunt? What man is you hunting? It's garbage. The whole thing is fakery. As you could see them right here, people. All of them is fake. 100% fakery. And like I say, when they flash these people on TV, yes, you're never gonna believe what they actually flashing you. It's just made up photos. You understand what I'm saying? I did a lot of videos on it to show you that it's possible. Forget about deep fake and them shit. They do that on you all day on TV. They have more sophisticated technology to show up these people like they're real. Show you photos and everything. I told you about the 9/11 where they tell you they have all the terrorist faces, and I show you and I tell you. They're not real. They're just computer generated. They put them all together. They can make faces with the computer. It's not unbelievable, people. You need to remember these are technology that they have hidden from you, and they're barely now showing you their hands. These people is not real. 100% fake.
Those 4 college students in Idaho. Police now say all 4 victims may have been asleep at the time of the attack.
No, it's bullshit. It's bullshit. You can't stop them other people and everybody's still asleep. It don't make sense, people. One stab don't kill you. You got to understand. You stab the person, now you're awake. The person is awake now. They're not going to make a sound. So the other people going to be still asleep while this person get murdered and even fighting back. They say defense soon, so people fight back. Come on, that's bullshit, man. You're there fighting back, fighting a stabber, and the next person laying right beside you or right over there can't hear to wake up. They lay there and also get stabbed to death. It's bullshit.
There for us in Moscow, Idaho, with more. Good
The
morning,
reason
Kate.
why it's Moscow.
Yeah, Robin,
Bullshit.
good morning.
What
Authorities
is
tell
that?
me the other
One
two
eye?
roommates who survived were also likely asleep, but
Listen.
that they were in the basement.
Wow.
And when they woke up, they thought
Wow.
a roommate had passed out, initially calling friends over.
They pass out and you call friends over. How can you mistake somebody that's stabbed up for somebody that passed out? They're gonna be bloody. It's gonna be a bloody scene, people. What kind of knife can you use to stab somebody where they don't bleed? Wow, people.
Discovered a much more sinister scene.
What a dumb shit. You can't pass
This
that
morning,
up as
police
real.
in Moscow, Idaho, revealing for the first
There's
time
a reason why they call it Moscow. Pay attention.
that before a 911 call was made, the two surviving roommates of a deadly rampage that killed
No
4
license
students summoned friends to the off-campus home, telling authorities they thought someone on the second floor had, quote, passed out.
How? Why? Why would you thought they pass out? What give you that impression that somebody passed out? Wow. Does that make sense to you people? Can you imagine somebody gets stabbed to death in a bed? What would be that scene, people? Especially somebody that fighting back that got... Come on, man. Are you dumb or what, people? This is bullshit.
Was not waking up.
What I do know
Wow,
is that
he wasn't
they woke
waking up.
later in the morning.
Wow, people, he wasn't waking up. Wow, so you try to wake him and you can't see the stab? You can't see the blood? Wow, is they stab him with what kind of knife? A paper knife? How did he die? Wow, knife wound and they don't bleed, people? You thought that somebody passed out? It's dumb.
They recognized that something was amiss as far as they believed that
What?
the roommate
What?
wouldn't wake up.
Wouldn't wake
They
up.
called some friends. The friends came over.
You call the friends. Listen, people. They call some friends. The friends come over and they still didn't understand what was going on. That was a stab to death person. And they even got 3 more stabbed to death right there. And the peoples that they call over still couldn't notice. It takes the police to come and recognize that everybody in the building almost dead. 4 out of the 6. Wow.
They called 911.
Wow,
and that's
go
what
back.
was amiss as far as they believed that the roommate wouldn't wake up.
Wouldn't wake up.
They called some
Wouldn't
friends.
wake
The
up.
friends came over. They called 911, and that's when the officers arrived.
Police say multiple people spoke with the 911 dispatcher before an officer arrived.
Wow.
You have victims with multiple stab wounds.
Multiple.
How does that translate to my roommate's passed out and won't wake up?
Yes, Good question.
So I haven't seen the scene, and I'm not exactly sure what they saw in the morning. But
You haven't seen the scene, but you call yourself a police officer. You call yourself a law enforcement character right there. Come on, man. Remember, people, this is how they do it in court. They bring these people and they're so-called expert and they can tell you what a scene look like and tell you why the scene look like that. And they can break it down by the scene. But I'm saying though, people, these people know what the scene would have looked like, a similar version. Do you understand what I'm saying? So you're gonna say, oh, I didn't see the scene, so I wouldn't. Of course, if you stab 4 people to death in their bed and anybody come on the scene, of course they're gonna notice that's blood there. It's a bed. What it is, red sheet, you're still gonna notice that they bleed. They bled out. Wow, people, you stab somebody to death, the way they're gonna die, they're gonna bleed out. You can't tell me you mistake that for somebody that just passed out. Wow, you bleed when you passed out? Come on,
what
man.
we believe we know is
Wow.
that when they woke up, they
They woke up.
believed that the roommate was still passed out, wasn't responding.
Wow,
And
people,
wasn't
how they gonna pass this off as real? That's my question. How did you buy it for real? Come on, people. It's time to wake up. Like I say, if you juiced up, your brain gonna be fried. Your thoughts gonna be mixed up. You're not gonna understand these things that they're throwing at you. You're just gonna take it and run. This is not real. They can't sell it to people who smart.
To what?
I'm not sure.
Detectives do
Wow.
not believe anyone at the scene was involved in the crime.
You hear that, people? How can you say that? You don't believe nobody on the scene involved in the crime? Absolutely crazy, people. Are you kidding me? Who else did you see a sign of breaking in? A breaking in entry? No. So, Oh my goodness. All right then. Okay.
This TikTok from inside the home showing
Here we
all
go
of the
with
roommates
TikTok now.
together just weeks before.
They're just TV characters. They're just small-time actors. This is how they do it, people. These people is actors. They're putting on a show. Nobody dies. Do you get that yet? Nobody dies. It's a hoax.
The survivors' faces blurred because
Yes, the
police
survivors.
haven't released their identities yet. As the search for the killer intensifies.
Why? Why you don't release their identity? Why you hiding them? Wow.
Authorities say they're targeting certain neighborhoods, looking for surveillance video and any new evidence.
You hear that they're targeting certain neighborhoods, looking for surveillance videos. You need to target just that neighborhood, just the area, just that home. Do you understand? All the videos that you supposedly collect at the food truck and all this shit can't tell you who murdered them. So why the fuck you still looking for more videos from far and wide? You need to concentrate on that particular house, that particular area. Does that make sense, people? Let's listen more.
Frantic for answers, Coronato's brother going door to door with
Bullshit,
flyers
people.
asking neighbors
It's
to
fakery.
search their properties.
It's fakery, people. It's not real. No way it's real. It's just a hoax. What's that? 911? Or that 491? Let's see.
It's a horrible thing that's happened, and somebody needs to be brought to justice.
Meanwhile, Gonzalez's sister has been poring over phone records saying Kaylee made several calls to her longtime boyfriend
Listen.
the night she was killed.
You hear that, people? I told you, only fake cases. You seen it exposed on the so-called internet with them tweeting and writing and talking. Just like I tell you with the Shanquilla Robinson. It's a hoax. That's why you see only investigator you see is the one on YouTube and the networks and the internet. These are the people investigating these cases. Not no police, because it's a hoax.
The calls went unanswered between 2:26 and 2:52 a.m.
You see that? All coming from the sister. There you go.
He is not.
There you go, people. The sister is the one who doing the investigation and tell you who's guilty, who's supposed to be a suspect and who's not. I told you, only fake cases you can do this, not in real cases. In real cases, it's the police doing the investigation, not these characters. You're checking phone records and calling out people. Move.
Suspect. He's not suspicious.
Of course, you know. You are police.
100% innocent in
You
this.
hear that, people? This is the sister right here investigating the case, can tell you that supposedly your sister boyfriend is 100% innocent. You see what I tell you? Only fucking fake cases. Only fake cases you can do that. In real cases, you have to shut the fuck up and let the police and the investigators handle it. In fake shit, they're solving the crime on the internet. Pay attention.
And this morning, police confirming he is not a suspect.
See,
but
there
they're
you go.
still asking this tight-knit community for information.
Tight-knit community. You have to remember that. That's why I tell you, everybody know everybody. They're just pulling off a psyop right there. All them get paid to do
Right
this.
now, authorities have conducted 90 interviews. They're
course,
chasing
coding.
over 700 leads.
All
Of course,
coding.
all of this is happening, Robin, as Ethan's family is laying him to rest today.
They're laying him
All
to
right,
rest.
Keena, thank you so much. We're going to bring in.
Don't take nothing from these clowns. You see him? Take a look at him, people. Iron Man and the masses. Take a look at the face. You believe that was a woman, right? Just like you believe that they're spitting truth on the news. Move.
Another case is gaining interest all over the country.
Of
More
course
than a
it is.
week since the quadruple murder. 4 Idaho college students killed, still no suspect. And now we've learned the 2 surviving roommates called friends to the house
You hear that?
before dialing 911.
Yes.
Correspondent Robert Sherman is live at the scene in Moscow. So, Robert, do we know
You're really live at the scene and what you need to be live there for. The murder already supposed to be committed. What can you gain there? Why is you there? It's bullshit, people.
made that call?
Wow. Who made the call? You have to go there to
We
tell
do,
me.
and investigators are not specifically saying who it was, but investigators
See?
are aware of who initially made that 911
Of
call,
course.
which, as you said, Nicole, came after that individual called friends, believing that one of the people in that house behind us was just passed out. This
That
is
don't make no sense, people. That's where they rot at, a deep rot. They can't get out of it. Do you understand that? They can't get out of that. A point from the one where 4 people get stabbed in the building, Other 2 people there and don't know. Stabbed to death 4 people out of 6, and the next 2 never have no idea. That's another deep rut they can't get out of.
It all happened last week, Nicole, and they say that those 4 victims were found on the 2nd and 3rd floors.
Yeah, that people, 2, 3, 2nd and 3rd floor, coding.
House behind me. Those 4 victims, 20-year-old Ethan Chapin.
Let's go back a little bit, people. Ooh, they have a 3rd floor on that fucking house right here, people. They have a 3rd floor on this house right here. This house that behind them, that's a... Get the fuck out of here. They got a 3rd floor there? 2nd and 3rd floor? Okay then, all right.
And they say that those 4 victims were found on the 2nd and 3rd floors of the house behind me. Those 4 victims, 20-year-old Ethan Chapin, 21-year-old Madison Mogan.
All of them is fake, people. And all of them is fake. Just pay attention to the photos. They're not real. All made up, computer-generated photos. That's how the news do it. That's how they give you victims, even people that's on the run. All fake shit.
20-year-old Zaina Kernodle and 21-year-old Kaylee Goncalves.
Of course,
police say the 4 were likely stabbed to death in their sleep. Some had defensive wounds on their bodies.
The defensive wound tell you that it's bullshit, people. The defensive wound meaning that they was fighting back. So they might have a cut on their hand because they hold on to the knife or something. That's what they call defensive wound. So that means the people that getting stabbed was up and awake. You understand what I'm saying? At some point, even if they was asleep at first, when they get stabbed, they wake up and was fighting back. So why nobody here to wake up, people? Why nobody wake up and it's only one single man? Supposedly, how much people did that murder? You say you have a manhunt going on. How much people did that murder where 4 people get stabbed to death in one home and nobody aware of it? It makes sense to you, people?
At this point, Nicole, there are still a lot of unanswered questions
here. There's no suspect,
they don't have a murder weapon, and they don't have a motive. But despite all these questions being unanswered, investigators are standing by their belief that this was a targeted incident. Take a look.
That people, they say it's a targeted incident. That's all they know. Wow. Just like they can tell you a so-called mass shooting is a hate crime right away. Of course it's a hate crime if they're shooting up somebody. They're shooting up people that they don't know. It could be a hate crime anyway you want to take it. But it's all division scheme. But pay attention to this right here.
Based on the evidence at the scene and based off of what we believe that we know, and again, these are from specialists who've been inside that location, is that it does appear to be targeted. I believe that the chief had mentioned
How can you tell they targeted? How can you tell? Wow.
There was no appearance of forced entry into the location.
All right, people. All right. There you go. A matter of fact, I know a case that's going on right now with a supposed boy kill his family, his mom and dad, murder his parents in the home. And he actually called 911. But the problem is, they're saying that there's no forced entry in the house. So they just say, yes, it's his son. The son was like 14 or 15 years old when it happened. And he's supposed to be charging for the crime. He's charging for the murder, even though they don't have no evidence of him doing the crime, supposedly. But all the facts lined up said that nobody coming in the building from outside, no foreigner. So that's why that person is on trial. So why would you basically mark off those 2 people that left in the building and said they're 100% innocent? Where would you get that from? Why wouldn't you call them a suspect? Those are the only suspect you have. Point blank period, the only suspect you have. And then you said there's no forced entry. No sign of forced entry, meaning the killer is inside. So you said the people's been targeted and all of that dumb shit to scatterbrain people, but no, they're not targeted. The people's that in the home is the suspect. No forced entry, meaning it's no foreigner in the building. That is the people who dare actually do it. Now, you say the killer is slappy and the killer do all of this. Did you see blood prints on the door to get out? Do you see any handprints around with blood on it? Since they was fighting back, they're stabbing all these people. Blood coming out of them and You go over here, you stab another one, and you have to stab him 10 times to kill him because he's fighting back. You have blood on your hands. You got blood on you. Did you see a bloody boot walking around in there? Did you see a bloody handprint on the door? All of them things gonna tell you what the fuck is going on. So what is this right here? Why is they buckling shuffling now? Like I'm gonna mention again, in Forensic File and First 48 and all these TV shows that they made up and put it on to make you believe in these police and law enforcement, how easy they solve crime. It's bullshit. So now you're showing us this right here, want us to believe that it's real. You got all that evidence, you got all that shit piled up, and you can't even point on a suspect. Does that real? What happened to the fucking forensic? Where they at? The ones that done Forensic Files. Where they at? Why? Where's they at to solve this crime? Get out of here. It's bullshit.
I believe that he'd also mentioned the fact that there were two surviving roommates.
Yes.
And you hear again
look, people,
talking.
And look at this right here. It's I told you it's fake shit. Now whose vehicle is this? We just say price. What is this? One price. But pay attention, people. What is these they're taking out the home? What this gonna do, people? What is they doing with these brown paper bags? It's supposed to be a 100% bloody scene. What is this? What, they got some bloody sheets in that paper bag? You better get out of here. They're fooling the dumb masses. And what is they doing there? Wow, I told you it's a hoax, people. Time to wake up. These are fake scene, government scene. They put together. You see that? They can't show you a real license plate on none of these cars. Wake your ass up. Stage
There's
event.
two surviving roommates there. It is believed, Nicole, that one of them called a friend first, believing that the people inside the house were just passed out.
So if somebody passed out, you call your friend? No, you're supposed to call 911. This is bullshit, people. It makes no sense.
Called 911. That's when all four of those bodies were found. But investigators do not believe that either one of those roommates were at all involved in the killing.
Why? How? It's the same day they tell you that, people. The same day the crime happened, supposedly, they let these people walk free. They have nothing to do with it 100%. But yet, there was no forced entry. How did these people that killed them get in? While they were asleep. Sleeping people can't let nobody in the home. What's going on, people? Told you. You find any loose ends? It's not real. It's a made up shit. That's what they do. They capture your attention. Why they're destroying you for the end of times. That's why they're giving you all these fake stories back to back to back.
That we had here today. We walked around downtown Moscow, and the University of Idaho campus pretty empty at this point. Many students have gone home early for the Thanksgiving break, and the university expects that some aren't going to feel comfortable coming back after the Thanksgiving holiday. You talk to people here in this community, and they say that this is such a quiet little town, and they feel like that bubble of security.
Yeah, that quiet little town. Like I don't tell you, they pull off a lot of psyops in those small little towns. All you need is a few people to cooperate and bam!
Been popped.
Concerning for sure, and I'm trying to make an effort not to let ladies walk home alone or anything.
What?
It's not expected because this is such a small town. Seems pretty
ladies
quiet.
walking home? What are you talking about, ladies walking home? Nobody got killed walking home. They got killed in their home. Wow, man.
Investigators say they're going to need the public's help in order to bring this case home.
Course.
They've had over 90 interviews with folks here in the community. Over 700 tips come in. Those are continuing to rise day by day, and they're combing through those meticulously, Nicole. But still, they said somebody somewhere has that piece of information they need.
You hear that, people? Somebody somewhere got that piece of information. I guess they say it's you having it. You got the information since it's you solving the case, people. It's not real. Why you think they're letting you solving the case? Move.
Were the four college kids brutally
Watch this
murdered?
right here, people. Pay attention, or they're gonna tell you they die. Listen.
With a knife like this one.
You see, they know exact what kind of knife kill them. You see what I say, people? A knife like this one, and they know exact knife that kill them. Just a TV hoax. You hear me? Look out for the TV show later. That's what it's about. You go call the Idaho murders. Or the Idaho quadruple murders. That's how they do it, people. It's nothing but a TV production.
It's called a Rambo knife. It's got a 7-inch long blade. You can see part of this steel blade is serrated. Detectives have been going to Sporting Good and other stores in the area to ask if they sold a brand like this.
You hear that, people? They know already what the fucking brand is. If they sell a brand like this, meaning they know the brand of knife that commit the crime. I'm done. I'm done with this shit. You believe that, people? The brand of knife. So they know the brand of knife. They know it's a Rambo knife. Why the fuck you call a Rambo knife? You need to wake your ass up. It's just TV. It's just TV, people. It's nothing real about it. They're running muck on your brain with Idaho. They're faking the dumb masses.
K-bar. The actual murder weapon has not been found.
So how the fuck you know what's the murder weapon and the brand of murder weapon? How would you know? Wow.
Are searching dumpsters,
wow,
hoping to find it. The mystery deepened when police revealed the shocking information.
Every time you see them, they either have an Idaho or a big high on one of them. It's not real, people. And all these pictures of them hanging out, it's a fake shit. Wake your ass up.
That 2 other roommates were inside the house when the 4 students were slaughtered.
All 6
Published
of them.
reports identified the roommates as Dylan Mortensen and Bethany Funk. Both
Bethany Funk. I'm done, man. I told you they can't fool me. You see, I got this mindset right here, people. This mindset right here, man. It's hard as a rock. They can't move me with it. This mindset that I got, they can never pass off nothing fake again. It's over. Do you understand that? That's the kind of mindset you have to have in this world. None of these fucking shit pass off as real. None of them pass the mag. Bethany Funk. You better get the fuck out of here. All of it is fakery. The name, the faces, they all fake.
21. Have they lawyered up? Are they concerned about being questioned? Are they cooperating?
It's my understanding that they're fully cooperative with
fully
investigators.
cooperate.
The local
of course,
police chief says
the people that supposedly be tried for the case are charged, are basically be a suspect. They're fully cooperative. You believe that? What can you cooperate with if you're dead sleep while the crime going on? How the fuck you gonna cooperate with what? You don't know nothing. You don't know shit. You lay there dead supposedly while the whole thing happened.
Until 9 hours after the murders.
You hear that, people? You see that? Just like the Shankrila Robinson, both of them hitting you the same time. They all fakery. 9 hours after, that's when they call 911. Calling again.
Of surviving witnesses to an incident at 3 or 4 in the morning, and the 911 call didn't come until noon.
And I don't think I ever said that they were witnesses. I said they were there. So, we don't know why that call came in at noon and not in the middle of the night. But I'm not going to go into what they shared that night.
This is the house where the murders took place.
Everybody's there that reporting. Everybody's standing right there and said, this is the home, and pointing back. You believe that it's real, people? Which one of these newsmen you believe, or these news reporter you believe actually at the house? It's good for your psyche to understand that they're not. They never did. It's just fake shit, people. It's TV. Welcome to technology, just in case you're dumb. That's a green screen, and they just put the home right there on the screen behind him. He never there.
Key padlock on the front door, but friends say many people knew the code. Around the back of the house is a sliding door.
They have a keypad for the door, and everybody know the code. There you go, people. That's how they get in. Wow.
Which may have been unlocked. The house is large, 6 bedrooms and 3
Bam, 6 bedroom. There you go, people. 3 6's code didn't show up again. Okay.
bathrooms. Police aren't saying where in the house the 4 bodies
They
were
can't tell you because it is a hoax. Nobody died.
found. In a day of fast-paced developments, the manager of a food truck popular with students says he remembers victims Kaylee Gonsalves and Madison Mogan
all of them involved in the
1:30
fake
a.m. Sunday. That's only about 2 hours before they were murdered. He also noticed a man who appeared to be watching them, as seen in this video.
Of course, people. The people that in the food truck, they notice that somebody watching them. You see that? Pay attention.
Seems like a guy arrived similar to the same time that they
Is that
do.
him? Wow.
It seems like he almost looks exactly like the camera, and then puts a hat on and pulls his hood up, and then starts moving off to the side, and then is hanging around the truck. Seems interested.
And why you have this busy day, supposed to be a busy night, with people coming for food from the food truck, you still get a chance to notice that dude looking at them and putting on a hoodie. Pay attention.
And then leaves around the same time that they leave.
Police have not named any suspects, but are walking back their controversial claim that there is no threat to other students at the University of Idaho.
Of course they know there is no threat. It's a hoax.
Cannot say that there's no threat to the community.
Of course you didn't say that.
And as we have stated, please stay vigilant. Report any suspicious activity.
I always want you to do that, as you could see the pyramid right there with the clock on it. It's all coding, people, and I told you already, police is 33 coding. Why? They're running a lot of psyop on the masses. You can't get it?
And be aware of your surroundings at all times.
A handful of students held a vigil at the campus gates last night. Many have fled the campus.
All bullshit.
The slain were also remembered at a University of Idaho basketball game last night. Kaylee Consalvis' sister.
Take a look at them people. They are all fake. 100%. And they're always going to put somebody in the spotlight and say, yes, that's their family member that died. Pay attention.
For special coverage of the mysterious murders of 4 University of Idaho students, all of them stabbed as they slept.
You hear that?
On November 13th, 1 week ago Sunday. The parents of one of the victims said that police have collected a lot of evidence from that house.
You hear that, people? The police have collected a lot of evidence from that house. But pay attention here. Listen. And I'm going to show you it's a hoax. Pay attention.
Police told them the killer was, quote, sloppy and left behind a mess.
Wow.
But police have not yet made an arrest, not yet named a suspect.
You hear that, people? Yes, the person that do the crime was sloppy. And he leave behind a big mess. He's sloppy enough to kill 4 people out of 6 without they know. Nobody aware. He killed 4 out of them and left. And he's sloppy. You still can't figure out who killed them yet. But the killer is sloppy. You believe that, people? You can't come up with a suspect. You can't come up with a name. Not even close. But it's a sloppy killer. You see that right there? It's just a hoax, people. You hear me or not?
They haven't found the knife that was used to kill those kids.
Of course.
They do say that they're not even sure at this point if the killer is still in town.
You see?
The same town where the murders happened, Moscow.
How would you know that, dude? Remember, this gotta be somebody who they know. You don't get it, man. Okay, then.
And that means the town, the university, the students, and their families, thousands of miles away, are still living in fear until this butcher is caught.
Yeah, what they call him? A butcher. Until this butcher is caught. I already told you what it is, people. It's a hoax story.
Wow. Chris Anderson, he's a retired homicide detective who spent several years as a fugitive unit supervisor. He is the co-host of the Discovery Plus series Reasonable Doubt, and has a new podcast out with his co-host Fatima Silva. And Joseph Scott Morgan is a certified death investigator and distinguished scholar of applied forensics at Jacksonville State University. He's the host of the podcast Body Bags. Joe, I'm going to begin with you if I can. DNA phenotyping. I need you to explain to me why if they get any little piece, microscopic piece of that killer, whether it's hair or transfer DNA from his hands.
Look at the fucking face of this one and you know it's bullshit, people. It don't take a lot to spot them. It is bullshit. But if they find a little speck of hair and all of this shit, if the killer is sloppy, you should already have him. He don't left a speck of hair. He don't left no forensic off him. And he's a sloppy killer. Get the fuck out of here.
Microscopic piece of that killer, whether it's hair or transfer DNA from his hands or blood. Maybe there was a fight and he got cut too.
You hear that? Maybe it was a fight. That's why nobody aware of the killer in the building. He ended up killing 4 out of 6.
He build who he is effectively?
Yes.
Can you explain this?
Can build who he is.
Yeah, and if they can get even the smallest amount, as you mentioned, it's amazing what they can do. They can actually recreate a facsimile of this individual. It goes to things like the color of hair, stature,
color of hair,
nationality.
How the fuck you gonna find that again? With what?
They can look for certain racial characteristics, eye color. It's quite amazing.
All them people live there the same.
It won't be, say, for instance, the exact person at that moment in time.
Thank you for watching. Go to
that dumb shit. What did you teach us in this, you man in a drag? Look at the face of this one. Wow, I tell you, man. All you have to do is look at the character. I don't give a fuck what they say out their mouth. They can't tell me no truth. I'm looking at the character and say, are you really what you appear to be? What you trying to tell the masses what you are? Is it real? Because I never see nobody that can't fit in their skin. Why your skin stretching so tight under the neck? You have on the wrong suit? Move.
Those horrifying campus murders at the University of Idaho. Police are confirming for the first time that they're looking into reports that one of the 4 victims may have had a stalker.
You hear that, people? They're looking into stalker. One of them 4 victims have a stalker. What a dumb shit. I told you it's not real. Only fake shit they do this. Only fake shit.
Good morning, Kana.
Look, people. Plaid clothing on.
Yeah, Michael, good morning. Authorities say they have looked extensively into reports of this possible danger. And as of this morning, they have not been able to identify or verify a stalker. And as this investigation continues, they are pleading.
Why mention it to the public? You're looking into somebody having a stalker, one of them that died. Why tell it to these news reporter? Why tell it to the public? That's not how the police investigate. That's not how they do work. Why would you tell the public about a damn stalker? You don't have no story or no stalker shit, but you just want to tell the people, yeah, one of them have a stalker, we're aware of it. It's bullshit.
With the public for information.
In a desperate search for answers, police in Idaho say they've received hundreds of pieces of information regarding one of the murder victims, Kaylee Gonzalez, potentially having a stalker.
Listen.
You hope to provide clarity in the near future.
Why would the police come and tell you that? Why would he tell you that? What it got to do with shit? You don't understand. Nothing is put together yet. No dots connected. Why tell the reporter about it? TV show.
In regards to
TV
Kaylee
show.
potentially having a stalker.
Yeah, that whole situation. You know, it's a whole nother.
And he holding the pyramid the whole time under the banner right there. It's Illuminati puppet. Lying to the masses. As you could see, the eagle right there is Freemasonry with the star under it. Okay.
It's a whole nother dynamic of this investigation.
Dynamic.
And so that's something, obviously, that we're looking at.
But this morning, authorities say they have not been able to.
They're looking at it, people, and they announce it to the masses. What a dumb shit, people. Everything the police looking into in a case, they announce it, they put it out there. Wow, so you're putting the killer on the toes or what? What's going on here?
Verify or identify one. This comes as police receive other tips from the community, like surveillance video, which could help investigators piece together a timeline leading to the gruesome stabbing deaths of Gonsalves, Madison Mogan, Shanna Kernodle, and Ethan Chapin at this off-campus home.
Wow.
But I can show you what you miss. Another potential lead for detectives, videos like these of the students posted to Kaylee's TikTok. They could help
people? Yes, they posted on TikTok. I already told you, man. You better wake your ass up. It's just a fucking fake shit. And I always tell you about ABC always showing TikTok on their news. Same TikTok that they say, get rid of that. Get rid of that. What do you think? Why is this big company, ABC, always have to show you TikTok? It's the same people on them. You better wake up.
Investigation. This one showing her, Maddie, and Shanna seen along with their surviving roommates whose faces we've blurred. One of the last videos posted shows Kaylee and Maddie, lifelong best friends.
In a case like this, though, where the victims and the survivors were all so active on social media,
You hear that?
is that helpful to the investigation to learn about them and their friends and their lives?
Well, I think it's both helpful and it also just enlarges the investigation overall. It just has more people for us to try and contact and try and get.
You hear that, people? That's the internet, right? I told you. Investigating on the internet is what's going on in fake cases. They just put it out to you and let you break it down and try to get the theory out of it that you thought happened. That's why it's so much loose ends, people. What do you think it is? It's something for you to solve. It's not real. It's not real murders. Nobody die. Just a hoax again from Idaho. Like they tell you they get the potatoes from there. Another hoax. I'm gone.